Putting out a few figures this week, bit of music, and just general nonsense. What more could you ask for?
Hello everybody, Dave here again, Anvil Logistics, and it's the start, well it's not the start of another week because it's actually Tuesday today. I think it's the 16th, I might be wrong there. So yesterday we started work. Now I couldn't work the full day yesterday, and my customers kindly gave me a good job to do, knowing that it would finish me in time, because I had to go to the dentist. It was for a checkup, first one in about 6 years. I've been lucky, I've not had any problems with my teeth, but the upshot was I've got to go back next Thursday, 9 o'clock. I've got to have a couple of little fill-ins, but I don't think that's too bad for a gentleman of my mature years. So I'll be getting them done Thursday morning. But yesterday I got a job from North Yorkshire, and that went to the Wirral. And it's a good job, a well-paid job, and there was enough in that to do me for the day and get me back in time to go to the dentist and then rehearse with the band. We had a great gig on the Friday evening. It went really well. Someone asked if I could put a little clip in, so I'll slip a little clip of the gig in somewhere in the video. Only 10 or 12 seconds worth. I don't want to subject you to any more than that. But it was good, and we really enjoyed ourselves. And today finds me going to North Yorkshire again, to the same place I went yesterday. And this time I'm taking items to near Preston, sort of like between Preston and Blackpool. And after that, the world will be my oyster. I'll be looking to pick up another job, either from my own customer if they've got some work they need covering, or on the Courier exchange. You know, obviously my customer, in fairness, keep me pretty busy. But there are times when they're not too busy, and I'll use the Courier exchange. I pay for it, so I might as well use it. But I do find it very, very difficult to pick up work generally. I had a lucky day last week where I managed to get 3 jobs in one day on the Courier exchange. But in general, I only use it for backloads or top-ups. I just think that the prices that you can command on there are not enough to use as what you'd call as your primary load. So following last week's video where I said, is anyone interested in changing my format a bit? And there were some suggestions, one of which was use the split camera more. So I'm using the split camera for this particular one. I won't use it for every shot, but now and again I'll slip it in. So at the moment we're on the A1, we're going north, and I'll be at my destination in about 30 minutes. It's 6:30 in the morning and we have light, which again is a bonus. And the other thing was, people wanted to know more about the kind of money I earn. Now, I've always generally shied away, based on advice given to me by somebody else, about saying the kind of money I get for a job. So I'm not going to really tell you what I get individually for jobs, but I'm going to tell you about what targets I have. And hopefully that'll give you some kind of indication of the kind of money I need to take in a week. So I have a weekly target, and I broke that down basically over 44 weeks. So I take on my running costs, the cost of my insurance, the cost of the repayments on the van, the cost of the van maintenance, the cost of the Courier Exchange membership, obviously making allowances for income tax, corporation tax and things like that, VAT, and everything that I have to pay out to run my van successfully, and also pay myself a wage. Now I average a wage of £500 a week. When I'm really busy and done really well, sometimes I'll take more money than that in the form of dividends. But in general, I find £500 a week is enough for me because I like to leave money in the company. And at the end of the financial year, if the company's got a few quid left over, I can have a nice dividend or a treat. So that's the way I do it. And those annual figures, I then divide it by 44, which will give me a weekly running cost. Also account for some, obviously, depreciation on the van and things like that. So I take my weekly running costs, the biggest of which is fuel, my weekly wage, and I've come up with, and I divide it by 44. The reason why the 44 weeks is there is because you don't work for 52 weeks of the year. There are bank holidays, there are your own holidays, and there are various reasons why you will not work that day. You might be dead, might not be able to get any work, you might have other things that you need to do. So I figure 44 weeks is how many weeks I will actually work, and that's the figure I divide it by. And I've come up with a figure nowadays of £1,250 a week. So that's how much I want my van to turn over in a week to maintain what I need to earn. Now, frequently, I do more than that. On average, I would say I've been averaging around 1,500. Last week, for example, I managed to meet my minimum, but I only actually effectively worked for 3.5 days. Because on the Wednesday, I think it was, I didn't get any work. And I couldn't get any work. In the end, I gave up and went and ran some errands instead. And on the Friday, I finished early. So that means, oh no, I didn't work Friday, did I? Sorry, correction. £1,250 a week is what I want this van to turn over, basically, to maintain the status quo. Obviously, I'd love it to earn more. And recently, I've been averaging with a combination of my customers' work and work that I pick up on the CX, usually hazardous loads. But there's the kind of figures I get. So I hope that gives you, an indication of the kind of money that I want to turn over. You're not going to be a millionaire doing this. The expenses of running a van are just too high. I mean, I bought another van because the van I had previously let me down, so I lost money on that whole thing. Less said about it, the better. So now I've bought another van, and vans are expensive. And it's, in my opinion, it's a false economy to buy a cheaper van. Because you want to run these things. I want to get 200,000 plus miles out of this van if possible. And certain vans, again, in my opinion, and it's all subjective, some people get lucky. The other van wasn't up to it. I find, going by what other people have got, the German makes tend to give you the better mileage, provided they are properly maintained and serviced. This has had a service, in fact it's had 2 now, and I service it earlier than the manufacturers recommend, because without this I can't earn a penny. So the less time off the road with it, the better I'm going to be. So at the end of the week, I will tell you how I did financially. It'll mean the video will come out later because I don't get my figures from my own customer till Friday night, generally. So I'll probably do a little snippet at the end on the Saturday and then put the video out then. Anyway, we'll see how it goes, and I'll catch you later on in the week with an update of how we're going, unless something really interesting happens. Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of magical music moments. That was a request, by the way, so you could have always fast forwarded it. That's why I kept it brief. Right, it's actually Wednesday now, Wednesday 17th, and I'm currently on the M6 heading north. I'm sort of like near Stafford, and I've been for my customer down south, down that there London. I don't like going to London. I am uncomfortable going into London, and I find it difficult to get loads out of it because it's such a hard place to bid. You can't stop anywhere. It's really confusing for a northern monkey like me. Yesterday, did that other job that I did, and I actually managed to pick up another load on the Courier exchange at a surprisingly reasonable price as well. So I dropped off at the customer's customer and got a job 2 miles away, which was going to Stoke-on-Trent, and I actually bid what I thought was a pretty good price for me, and they gave it me. I think it was more the fact that they wanted it doing quickly, and I picked up from a bakery in Kirkham, Lancashire, on the way to Blackpool, and picked up a chocolate pump, and took it to, it's bloody heavy, big thing on a pallet, and I took it to an engineering company in Stoke who were obviously going to fix it. But then Stoke itself proved to be a dead duck, dead in the water, nothing happening. In fact, the whole feed on the Courier exchange was quiet, and I ultimately drifted home because I wanted to speak to the car dealers about the wife's car and my daughter's car. So, and we're doing a double deal, and we're going to go for a hybrid this time, and the daughter's having a petrol. Anyway, boring, I know. So today, got another job off my customer, another good job from their principal customer, who does pay well. I must say, they pay well. And this was from the Blackburn area and going down that there London, and absolutely couldn't get a load out. I did actually put some bids in. How cheap have you got to go to get out of the southeast? Ridiculous. I even bid 50 pence a mile on one job just to see if I get it, and I didn't. I don't know what I'd have done if I'd have got it. I probably would have told them to shove it, but I gave up because I can't. I'm just looking at the clock thinking if I sit down here any longer, I'm not going to get home till bloody 7 o'clock here. So I set off heading north and got on the M40. And again, I've been bidding for jobs from, Oxford and things, and then thinking, right, well, I'll set my sights on Birmingham. I'm bidding for things from Birmingham to the northwest. And again, I think unless you're willing to sell your soul, it's hard to get it. But surely not every job's a backload. But anyway, it's not busy, so obviously I've got competition out there bidding for the same work as me. And I've not been successful. Now, I'm fortunate that that job I've done today, it is a good paying job. And it's not the end of the world to drive home empty. It's just nice to get the extra bonus, isn't it? I've still got my eye on the feed now. If something comes up, maybe, Staffordshire, Crewe, Nantwich, anything. Even an extra 50 quid. But I don't think so. So I'll probably get home about 4:30, call it a draw. Got nothing booked in for tomorrow. I put a couple of bids in for hazardous loads, but again, a lot of those jobs that get advertised are usually just out for quote. And obviously, I'll be hoping that my customer can give me some work as well. So we'll see how that goes. At the moment, we're on track for money, but we're not talking spectacular figures here. We're on track to make target. So we really could do with a decent day tomorrow to get over target. But it will be what it will be. What's that saying? If it's quiet, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't polish a turd. So I'll just be grateful to get on target, and then anything above that is going to be some gravy, isn't it? So I get in touch. Now remember, not that it matters because you won't see it till it comes out anyway, but I will this week put the figures that I've done this week. I'm not going to make a habit of this. It's just to show you how difficult some weeks can be. But it's ironic, sometimes you can get the luck. Now, Andy P, who does actually have his own YouTube channel, and I encourage you to check it out. Just don't subscribe to it. No, I'm only joking. Sorry, Andy. He's having a monster week. I'm really jealous. He only lives around the corner from me. And he's absolutely cannot put a foot wrong this week. He's got the Midas touch, and he's landed on work wherever he goes. So sometimes it's down to luck as well, isn't it? So if I get on target, that's the main thing, and then everything else we'll take from there, won't we? Anyway, better get off because I want to have a look at the feed and see if there's anything else I can scrounge up.
Hi everyone, Friday. It's Friday and it is 16:35 p.m. I thought I might as well record this because I am stationary on the M60. There's been an accident. There's been 3 police cars, 2 ambulances and a fire engine come up the hard shoulder so far. Completely and utterly stationary. So something bad's happened up there. I hope nobody's too badly hurt. But it doesn't help me. I'm on my way home and I'll be getting home later than I hoped. This week, it's got to be said, it's not been all that much good really. Again, 2 weeks on the run. I don't know exactly, and I'll put a little snippet on the end of this video which I'll record tomorrow when I know my figures. But it's not looking as though it's going to be a great week again. Yesterday, I put that on because I didn't mention what I did yesterday. I basically did a few runarounds of air freight. So I think there's a call coming through which I've got to delete. Right, I don't know if you got that last bit then because a call came through. But basically, yesterday all I did was a few runarounds of air freight. That's it. And basically, I collected from Manchester Airport, went to a big delivery company who have blue vans, their depot, and dropped off a couple of pallets of freight that are coming from the airport. I also collected some freight from Sheffield to go back to the airport, and I collected some other freight from Bakewell to go back to the airport. And when I got back, I did a little local job from Wythenshawe, again air freight, picked up some air freight and took that into the airport, and that was it. So it'll probably get me a day's money, but it's nothing spectacular. But you know, every day can't be a rainbow day, but I won't have added one or two. Today, not a good day. Today is a day somebody's off, so we do have a regular run from I won't say the name, but basically it's a day run, and it's collections and deliveries from Trafford Park. And we do have a regular driver who does this because I think it suits him to do it. I'll admit I hate it. This is not the kind of work I enjoy. You get a day rate for it, and it's kind of job and pop. My run today was Merseyside, so it was various deliveries and collections, but it's not straightforward because you can't sort of like plan a route and do it in a certain order, because you've got to make sure there's room on your van for the collections. And when I say collections, it's all air freight, so you know, it's usually big palletized items. Get the odd box or two. So you can't go, you know, just because one's early on your route of collection, sometimes you've got to bypass it because you need to get rid of a couple of pallets somewhere else. So it's not quite as straightforward. I picked up the goods this morning about 7:30, and I was back at the yard for about 3 o'clock. So not a long day. You get a set day rate for it. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter what I get for the day rate. It's not the kind of work that I enjoy doing. So therefore, you know, I'd rather give it a miss. But, you know, it was needed to be covered. So, you know, I covered it. And I'm on my way home. I got caught in this traffic now, which is a bit of a pain. So... So I'm not overly happy with the week. I think, and I'm not sure, but I think I'll be on target, and that's about it. The Courier exchange has been not very good. Not very good at all. I have looked for some Courier exchange work, but I've not been successful. Apart from that one job. So what I get this week will pretty much be what my customers give me. And although some of the work can be quite good, some of it's just run-of-the-mill and average pay, and it costs a lot, doesn't it, to run a van? It costs a lot with your insurance and your payments on the van and everything else, and you have to take a certain amount. Like I say, my target for the week to maintain the status quo is $12.50 now, based on a 44-week year. Up until recently, I've been doing a bit more than that. Last week, I managed to get that amount. This week, possibly we'll get that amount, and I'll know later. So I'll tag it on to the end of the video what we did. So it's not been, you know, a disaster, is it? Because I'm making enough, but it's not good, really, and it's difficult out there. And I don't know how I'd manage if I didn't have the work from my own customer, to be honest with you, to be perfectly truthful. I shouldn't really say that because actually they've started watching my YouTube videos now. So I should be saying I do it as a favour. But no, I'm grateful for the work. It's just that we'd all like more, wouldn't we? And if they're not busy, they can't make me busy. I'm not the only driver on the books. You know, I think there's about 15, and you know, they have got to spread the work out between everybody to give everybody some work. And generally speaking, they're usually quite fair on that. So that's what it is. Anyway, you'll just have to wait till a little tag on at the end of this to see how we did. Next video out will probably be an ADR one, so probably not going to be a week in the life of. I'm probably going to do a little piece on ADR because I've been asked to, although I had done one before, so you could always look that up. But I'll try and rejig it and make it a bit more informative if I can.
Good morning, Saturday morning now, and I'm up bright and early, and my figures came through last night, but I didn't want to bother with them last night, so I've done them all this morning, and it's I'm on target week. It's not majorly over target, but we're on target. So basically, for the week, combination of my own customer work and some CX work, it's £1,340, which is above the minimum that I set of £1,250. Plus, added to that, you got VAT, haven't you, at £268, bringing a total of £1,608 in. Not really worked many late nights this week at all. Pretty much been day work. And some quite early finishes where I would have liked to possibly carry on working for a couple of hours longer, but I just haven't managed to pick up any extra work via the CX. So my own customers basically helped me keep my target this week. But I will admit, it's a bit lower than I'd hoped because I've got the minimum that I need to do, and I've got slightly above that, but I seem to be slacking off in the last couple of weeks. So back at it next week and we'll try again. But I'm not losing money. That's the main thing, isn't it? So I'm meeting all my costs, and this week we, probably made an extra 100 quid or so, which, just gets tucked away. So that's it for the week. I'm not going to do this every week because one, I hate maths, and two, I'll tell you when I've had good weeks anyway. You don't really need forensic figures, and these figures aren't overly forensic anyway, are they? For those of you interested, I ended up doing about 1,540 miles in the van all week, but that could be a combination of nipping to the shops and all other things as well when I'm in it as well. But sometimes I end up doing quite a lot better than my mileage, sometimes worse. It all varies on where I'm going dead miles, but that's roughly how much I did last week, mileage wise. Well, thank you for watching the video this week. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like it. I'm up with my daughter now down to the garage because we're changing cars for her and the wife, and she's going for a petrol and we're going for a hybrid for a change. Catch you soon.